We're in Mount Clemens, Michigan, for a plea hearing. 39-year-old Denise Robertson has been charged with 6 felony counts of uttering and publishing, which means she manufactured and cashed fraudulent checks. Robertson's a habitual offender with 4 previous felonies on her record and faces a max sentence of life in prison. But today she's taking a plea deal in exchange for a lesser maximum sentence.
My client is asking for a referral for a drug court.
The county drug court is a prison diversion program established to help nonviolent drug offenders.
Well, it seems as though her problem is she needs to take and learn how to write a check with a checking account that has her funds in it. How's drug court interplay with all this?
That's veteran judge Mary Chinowski. She's earned the nickname Scary Mary from defendants due to her tough approach from the bench.
The drugs were the root of her problems, Your Honor.
Why do you want to go to drug court? Other than trying to stay away from going to prison.
Because when I don't do drugs, I live okay.
So why do you do drugs?
I don't know.
Okay, and how long is this going on?
For the last 5 years.
So did at any point in this 5 years, did you wake up and say, hey, I got a problem and
Yes,
I think I
last
better
year.
do something?
Last year, and I was walking down the street and I got hit by a car and put back on picking pills. And here I am today.
Now all of a sudden, you're looking at going to prison and you want to go to drug court. Now, is this an excuse to stay out of prison?
No.
Well, somebody out there said yes. Somebody out there knows you better than me, because I've just met you. Who's that? Come on up here. Let me hear what you have to say.
Her brother comes forward from the gallery to voice his own opinion.
What's going on?
I believe she needs to get the book thrown at her. Somehow she keeps escaping on this drug stuff all the time. The drugs are causing her to do this. She had an opportunity. She's given up 4 children. She's ruined their lives just because she wants to be a scumbag and just have a free ride in life.
Wake up, woman. They took away your kids. When are you going to wake up? Somebody else is raising your kids because you're doing nothing to help yourself. That's where I've got a problem, because this drug court was put in place to help people who want to help themselves. So do you think this drug court program's going to help her?
She's been through so many drug programs, it's pathetic. She's been in and out of rehab, left and right, and nothing ever helps.
After a short deliberation, Judge Chinowski makes her ruling.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to refer her to the drug court, not with the extensive record that she has, and certainly not with 8 new convictions on her record.
Denise Robertson was later sentenced to a minimum of 1 year and 11 months and a maximum of 14 years in prison for the 6 felony charges.
Okay, next fellow would be Joseph Jerome Batten.
We're in the Broward County Bond Court in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The defendant is Joseph Jerome Batten, who's been charged with trespassing at a local track and casino for the 2nd time in 2 months.
How you doing, Your Honor?
Good morning.
I do have a history, Your Honor. Can I speak to you, Your Honor?
In the past 2 years, Batten's made quite a habit of trespassing at local casinos. He's been convicted of it more than 10 times. So he knows the bond court drill, and he's not looking to resolve his case as the public defender suggested.
I already know I got a history. This man ain't said nothing to me now time in here this morning. All right, Your Honor? I'm just being frank with you. That's the only place I go. Only thing I do, as you can see, is nothing but trespassing, because that's my only entertainment. All right, is go to the track, and I like for you to make an offer. And if I like it, I accept it.
Batten has just requested an offer of minimal jail time from the judge, and he's hoping it's an offer that'll work for him. He's also seemingly taken his case into his own hands.
You discharging your public defender at this time, sir?
No, I ain't discharging him, but he ain't presented the way I wanted to be presented. I ain't say resolve this. I said make an offer, which is how much time, whatever is 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I want to resolve it in that frame, in that fashion, sir.
As his attorney attempts to rejoin the conversation, Batten doesn't let him.
Judge, I've explained to Mr. Batten not to talk about the facts of the case.
Ain't no facts. We ain't going to trial. I'm asking you to make an offer, Your Honor, straight up. The history, proof is in the pudding. That's the only thing I got. As you can see, ain't nobody been hurt. I ain't never intoxicated when I'm arrested, so it ain't nothing. You know what I mean? All it is trespassing, simple trespassing.
Batten's presentation is compelling enough to convince Judge John Contini to follow through on the request.
I understand, and I'm going to respect your request, sir. I'm going to go ahead and offer you a chance to be, if you were to plead no contest at this time, sir, I would offer you an adjudication. You'd be convicted, of course, as you have indicated you have many of those already, and you'd be in, the plea offer would be 45 days in the Broward County Jail.
Judge Contini has extended an offer. Now the ball is in Batten's court.
Well, nah, I ain't gonna accept 45 days, cause I did 30 days last time, just a week ago. But my birthday coming up, I'm hoping you can say a week or two, and I agree with that, you know what I mean? 45 days, nah, I think my regular judge would let me out before 45 days.
Well, you can already tell I'm not really a regular judge.
Judge Contini explains that since Batten is a repeat offender, 45 days in jail is a reasonable sentence.
Sir, you have a real history, and you've already indicated that's what you do, and that's what you're going to continue to do. And so
yeah, but ain't nobody been hurt. I ain't never intoxicated. I'm always bringing money to them places.
I respect your decision. I respect your decision. Your decision is to decline the offer at this time. Is that right?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to accept the 45 days.
Okay. All right.
And in the end, Joseph Batten did not serve 45 days. He eventually appeared before a different judge, pled no contest to trespassing, and received just 17 days in jail.
You will be held accountable.
You got it. Okay. All right, we're all set. Thank you.
You'll be held accountable.
Next, we head to Ann Arbor, Michigan for an arraignment. 56-year-old Jeffrey Bloom has been charged with domestic violence. He appears before Magistrate James Cameron.
Might I have your name, please?
Jeffrey Bloom.
All right, Mr. Bloom. We're here today on a felony complaint. You're entitled to be represented by counsel. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court will appoint one for you. Do you wish me to do that?
Yes, sir. I don't know why I'm being arraigned without having an attorney anyway.
This is the first opportunity that you've got to have the court to appoint an attorney for you. That's why.
So this isn't an arraignment?
Yes, this is an arraignment on a felony complaint.
Aren't I supposed to have an attorney present during my arraignment?
Yes, you are, if you want one. If you can't afford an attorney, the court will appoint one for you.
Yes, Your Honor.
The question to you is, do you want me to do that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now we're cooking. Now you have an attorney.
Now that public defender Sylvana Reed is assigned to the case, the judge can finish going over the complaint as well as Bloom's potential bond.
This is a misdemeanor punishable by 93 days in jail and/or a fine of $500. However, this is a third offense. So now that it's a third offense, it gets moved up to a felony, which is punishable by up to 5 years and/or $5,000 in fines.
Not only is this Bloom's third domestic violence offense, he's also already on probation for another separate assault charge. Reed is seeking a low-cash bond and credit for time already served. But State Prosecutor Jessica Blanche is asking for no bond.
Judge, this defendant has a highly assaultive criminal history. I believe he's a threat to the community, so I'm asking you to deny bond. Thank you.
The judge does not order Bloom be held without bond, but he doesn't go easy on him either.
Now, bond is set at $200,000 cash or surety.
What?
I believe he does pose a risk to the community. He has a significant assaultive history.
Wow.
Bloom is clearly unhappy with the judge's decision, so he begins to argue the facts of the case.
there was never a dating relationship here.
This is not the place to argue your case.
Okay.
This is an arraignment. You tell it to the judge.
Yes, Your Honor.
But it doesn't take long before he's at it again.
Okay.
There was no
You're not
dating
gonna have any-
relationship. There was no, I didn't.
Okay,
That's fine,
look,
that's fine.
Mr. Bloom, let me talk. Okay? Otherwise, you're just gonna be sitting there for a long time.
One more thing, Your Honor, and I'll be quiet. I'll go back. I'll do whatever you say.
Okay, it's your case. Go ahead.
I didn't commit a crime here. She called me.
Don't talk about the facts of the case.
Okay, well, this needs to be said.
Mr. Bloom.
I know, but you do not need to say it right
warn you.
now. I advise you to.
Ms. Reed is trying to...
Reed tries to get Bloom to stop talking so that he doesn't say something potentially incriminating. She is unsuccessful.
I need to say this, Your Honor.
Well, you don't need to say this. Anything you say right now
That's
can
fine.
and will
That's
be
fine.
used against you at
That's
trial.
fine. I don't care. I don't care. She needs help.
As things wrap up, Bloom has a parting shot for the judge.
You will be held accountable.
You got it. Okay. All right, we're all set. Thank you.
You'll be held accountable. You'll be held accountable.
See ya. Good luck, Ms. Reed.
Thank you.
Bloom remains in custody, and his case is pending.
Vincent Belezos.
We're in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where Judge John Hurley's conducting bond hearings with inmates held in Broward County.
Mr. Belezos, hi, sir, you're charged with domestic violence, battery, and false imprisonment. And you're currently on parole right now. You have a violation of parole.
The inmate facing those charges is 49-year-old Vincent Belezos. According to his arrest report, an officer found Belezos choking his roommate in their apartment when responding to a domestic disturbance call. But when asked about the alleged assault, Belezos tries to play it down.
Yeah, my roommate was an alcoholic, but I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to cry over spilled milk.
Sir, are you currently employed, Mr. Belezos?
What do you think?
I wouldn't venture to guess, sir. The reason you're on parole is you went to prison for failing to register as a career criminal. Now, State, do you have any prayers on this gentleman?
Yes, Your Honor. In 2010, he was convicted of carrying a concealed weapon by a felon, resisting without violence, and loitering and prowling. Sentenced to the same, a little over 27 and a half months, but he was
Everybody knows I carry a gun.
classified as a habitual offender on that case.
Everybody knows I carry a gun.
And the self-proclaimed outlaw's rap sheet doesn't end there.
2007, possession of cocaine with a VOP. 98, felony battery, great bodily harm, 5-year state prison. 99, possession of cocaine, 16 and a half months. 93, grand theft auto with a VOP, 3.5 years.
It's a criminal record that speaks for itself, but apparently Belezos doesn't want to discuss it.
I mean, my background is totally messed up
Your
and
Honor.
everything. Can you tell a little
He
parrot
was
to be quiet?
sentenced.
After taking a jab at the state's attorney, Belezos then moves forward to drop some of his legal expertise, telling the judge there's no way he's eligible for bond.
You know,
Judge, no disrespect. I got a VOP. They're not going to let me go.
Well, that was about my next thing.
In this case, a VOP is violation of parole, and it seems Belezos has learned a thing or two about the law during his countless court appearances, because he's right, he won't be going home.
Count 3, violation of parole. You're going to be held without bond.
Though Belezos was initially held, the battery and false imprisonment charges were eventually dropped. Next, we head to Muskogee, Oklahoma. It's 1:45 p.m. and Corey Roan has just been ordered into custody. He's been charged with possession of a firearm after a felony conviction, as well as resisting arrest. Roan has a lengthy rap sheet with previous convictions for gun possession, illegal drugs, and escaping from prison. He's in the third-floor courtroom, which, based on this footage, does not appear to have much in the way of courtroom security. Roan is speaking to his attorney when he apparently decides it's time to go.
Where are you going? Where are you going? Tell my wife that. Get a deputy, have this guy arrested right now. Got a runner.
Roan makes a run for it. At least 3 court employees are in pursuit. He heads for the stairs. And reaches the first floor, where he takes off past an empty security desk. With the courthouse exit in his sights, there's just one deputy standing between him and the street. But Roan, who's 6'3" and 215 pounds, shows no sign of slowing down. Roan takes the deputy with him, right into the metal detector. Roan makes it to the parking lot and escapes. A warrant's immediately issued for his arrest, but a few days later, he turns himself in. He's charged with escape and assault against the deputy. His case is currently pending. As for the officer, he suffered a gash to his face that required stitches, but was released from the hospital and made a full recovery.